The collaborative features, including the raise hand button, chat, and Q&A, allow the host to engage with the audience and the attendees to actively participate in the lesson. The raise hand button enables participants to attract the host's attention. In order to raise their hands, participants need to click on the raise hand button in the toolbar at the bottom of the screen. The host can see who raised their hand in the participant roster, or they can click on the raise hand menu to see who raised their hand and the order in which they did so. To lower a particular participant's hand, click on the X next to their name. To lower all the hands at once, click on the Lower All Hands button. Participants in a meeting can use the chat to send a message to everyone. Type your message in the chat box and then press Enter. You can use the chat icon to open and close the chat panel. When the chat panel is closed, a notification will appear on the bottom of the screen when someone sends a message. You can change the chat settings in the More Options menu. To turn off the pop-up notifications, simply toggle the Show Notifications button. The host can choose to restrict the chat. In restricted mode, the host's messages will be visible to everyone, but the attendees' messages will only be visible to the host. You can also clear the chat. As the host, you can change the chat to the question and answer feature. The Q&A feature allows the participants to ask questions which the host and panelists can then answer verbally or directly in the Q&A. To ask a question, click on the Ask Question button and then Submit. The participants can upvote a question by clicking on the thumbs up icon. The host has several options to manage the Q&A. To answer a question, click on the arrow next to it, and the answer will appear below the question. If you want to mark a question as important, click on the star. The question will then be moved to the top of the Q&A. To put focus on a question while answering it, highlight it by clicking the check mark. If you click the check mark again, the question will be moved back to the Q&A. To delete a question, click on the X next to it. You can restrict the Q&A in the same way as the chat. When the Q&A is in restricted mode, only the hosts can see the questions. At the end of a lesson, you can download a full transcript of the chat and Q&A.